Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to topic 33. In this topic, we're going to be seeing how to add in objects to actually lively up the entire space. Now for this guys, I'm going to click on File and Open, and over here I'll go to the illustration folder. You can see we have provided various different types of illustrations over here. Now I'm going to open up, let's say, this humans, the lights, as well as the side lamps, and I'll press Open. Once this one is opened up, I can actually go ahead and close the wood. Now we can enter into the illustration, double click on this and press OK, so we can use this illustration. I can now use it by increasing the tolerance using the wand tool to select the white portion and delete that off, Control D. Then I'll go to the lamps, select the same white area and delete that portion off, but this time I have to rasterize it again, and now I can delete this portion off, Control D. We'll go to the side lamps, again select this white portion, rasterize it and delete it off, Control D. So you can see we have deleted all this off, guys. Now again, there are certain things which have got eaten up over here, so if we wanted to kind of restrict that, we would have reduced the tolerance to, let's just say, around 7. Now I can select this much portion and I can delete it off like this, Control D. And I can use the marquee tool to actually just go ahead and select these extra and clean and erase this off like this, and Control D. Now once I'm done with this, guys, I can actually start by taking this side lamp. You can choose any one you want, and you can drag this from here into the cafe and place it over here. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to place this one here, copy it and place one here, Control T, and actually scale this. Enter, copy this in the front and Control T and scale this up like this. As you can see, we have actually copied 3 of these. Now I can copy this on the side, Control T, and actually mirror it all the way like this to actually place them back over here. Something like that. Now once I've placed these lights up, guys, we can just close the side lamp. Then I'll open up the lamps. Using the tool, I can actually just select this, the marquee tool. I can now drag this from here into the cafe, place it over here, Control T, scale it up, enter. So I've got this. Something extra has come, so I'll use the marquee tool again to just erase that off. And now I can go ahead and place this over here. I can actually bring this in front, Control T, scale this up a little bit. And I can copy this on the side, again on the side, and you can see how I've actually placed these different objects over here just to kind of lively up the entire place. We can just move these guidelines away as such. Once this much is done, guys, I can close the lamps over here, and what we're going to do is we're going to quickly go ahead and bring in some humans. For this, I'll use the marquee tool to actually select the human, drag the person in from here over here. You can actually go ahead and use very different kinds of human beings. So that could be illustrator humans, it could be a lot of different kinds of humans. I'll place one over here, Control D. I'll select this guy and I'll place one person over here, Control D. Actually place him behind the counter, Control D. I can actually now select someone else as well, let's say this guy, drag him over here and place, let's say, a person over here a little bigger, Control D. So we have a couple of people now placed over here. I can use the marquee tool to actually select the base and erase this person off from here, Control D. I can do the same thing for this girl. I can actually put her behind the steps by deleting her base off, Control D. And that's kind of how we can lively up this entire space. So let's go ahead and add some lights over here as well. Okay, so for that we're going to use the poly lasso tool itself, which is this one, and I can easily just go ahead and create some light cones like this. Now in an illustration, do remember the light cones will be very colored, like it will not be too diffused. So you can just say I place one color here. You can actually just reduce the opacity, something like that, just very lightly. You can just use the marquee tool to actually erase this off properly like this. Now once this is done guys, I can actually copy this from here over here, copy this from here over here, and I can use the erase tool to just erase this off like this much, just the base off from here, and we'll select this and erase the base off from here as well. Now once we're done with this guys, we can actually go ahead and add light source over here as well. So that would be something like this. Making sure we have the light source over here also. And something like this again. So of course this would become, this would be a little bit more smaller, so I can use the subtraction and just kind of subtract this area from here. So we'd have something like this, create a new layer and fill in color. You can also go ahead and just reduce the small little opacity over here. Use the erase tool to actually just kind of erase this portion off, just the edges, that's all. And it will be looking something like this. Now I can actually select all of these, should be from the same layer, Control T, and actually mirror them and place them over here. As you can see, something like this. Now what that's essentially going to do is, there will be some out of place, so I'll just use my marquee tool to select those and kind of bring them back in place, something like this. Again over here and something like that. And that's about it guys. That'll be something what we'll do for the light sources. Now when we talk about adding a shelf over here, as you can see she's picking up some books, so why not add a shelf over here? We can actually use the marquee tool to just create like a small rectangle like that, create a new layer, fill in color, Control D, and I'll actually go ahead and copy these down, and that will be behind her of course. That'll be something like this. Just bring that a little bit in front. Again, bring this a little bit here. We can actually use this line if you are a little worried about whether it's in the proper area. Something like this, and this will go a little bit behind. And I can take this and push it outside. Now once I'm done with this guys, we will need to merge these three layers together. So I'll just select all these three, merge them, and actually double click, and I'll give it a drop shadow. And I can just increase this, and I'll be a little bit behind, that's completely fine. So something like that, and press OK. That's about it guys. That's about how we can create that. If you want, you can add a wooden pattern over here, but I won't be doing that because I like the way that it's looking a little bit animated. I can now create a new layer, something over here, and I can just fill in some white color, Control D. We can have this guy standing actually in our formatting itself, and then using the text command I can just make a write-up over here saying illustrated by Ace Design Institute. Control A, and actually changing this from here to white, and that would be something about it guys, about how we can actually create an illustration, a really good animated look which can be used in presentations or even final drawings for your juries or even for your client meetings. And I think this would actually give a very good impact, and you can use this a lot in the conceptual way as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed creating this illustration. In the next topic, we'll be coming up on how to actually enhance views from Lumion, basically, which are going to be post-production. And we can also go ahead and do that post-production for any type of a render engine which we have created, which we have used to create different kinds of renders. So I'll see you guys in the next topic. Take care.